Alright guys, we got our tractor, now it's time to go do some work. So we bought the tractor to help out with Shelly's grandma's garden. And here's the garden. Shelly's mom currently plants the garden, so we thought we would go over and till it up for them. This is only the second time me using the rototiller, so I was surprised with how rocky the ground was. It was a lot different than ours, but the tiller handled it just fine. As you can see, it turned it all to powder. And so here is the finished product of what we did. It probably took us about an hour and 15 minutes or so with travel time, but as you can see, it's totally dusted it. So Shelly's mom and Todd were pretty happy with the results. So also we decided to use the brush hog. So see how that works. And we decided to tackle the pile of rocks that have been sitting by the garden for 2 years. This thing's been full of hornets every year, and then this chunk of cement we pulled out when we plowed the garden last year. And it's super heavy, and I tried to decide what I was going to do with all the rocks. I really wanted to buy a backhoe and just bury them all, but we made a brush pile last year, so I decided we would take and kind of make a backstop for it. As you can see, we got most of the field brush hogged. Here's the burn pile, and we're going to try to make like a backstop and then sides to it so that we can burn it more often once we fill it with brush. Last year we had to wait until it was winter time to burn it, so we didn't burn the field down. All in all, I'm pretty impressed so far with this little tractor. As you can see, on the way back, I decided I would brush hog on the way back so I can kind of do two things at once. This is a 4-foot brush hog. And I have used a regular compact tractor with the 5-foot brush hog, and you really do miss that extra foot. It makes a big difference in a big field. And as you can see, the weeds are totally waist high, and it's mowing them down with no problem. And they're over the front of the bucket, as you can see here, and it's handling them no problem. Get a full bucket. I tried to get a few action shots of it actually loading the bucket to see if it could handle picking up that much weight. And to my surprise, it handled the rocks. Like, I didn't have any time where I couldn't pick up what I wanted to pick up so far. I don't know how much any of that stuff weighs. You know, those rocks are pretty heavy if you gotta move them by hand, so I'm glad I bought the tractor to make that work easier. And we continued to brush hog on the way back. And one thing I did discover is that it's really hard to record and run the bucket and steer at the same time. But as you can see, we were able to get quite a bit in this bucket. But it is kind of hard to see how full the bucket is. when you're on the tractor, because it looks like it's really full right now. But as you can see, it's technically only about a half a bucket. So got a lot more practice to do, but all in all, I've been pretty impressed with this little tractor. And as you can see, we're about a third of the way through the pile. I did take some time trying to get some action shots of me on the tractor, but without having a tripod or a way to hold the phone up, I had very little success with that. But this one I got pretty close. But all in all, this whole moving the rock thing probably took, it took me over 2 days because I only had a little bit of time each day. But I would say the whole process probably took me about three hours altogether, just because the speed that I had to do it, not getting full buckets and brush hogging on the way back. And as you can see, this is a skid steer quick attach bucket, those little levers on there, so I will make a video of how to remove the bucket and how to put the bucket back on. But here we're making the sides because our plan is to drive in from the left and dump the brush and then be able to burn it before winter. And this was the end of the first day of doing it, and if anybody was wondering, yes, we did end up with some scratches on the bucket. So as the loads went on, we got a little better about getting fuller buckets. And as you can see, we got quite a big berm around the fire pit now. So make sure you subscribe to see if we just made ourselves a bigger mess and have to fix this later, or if it ends up working out as planned. So as you can see, all the rocks are gone. There will be no more hornets there, thanks to our Massey Ferguson subcompact tractor. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.